Hey guys, I'm back with another project. This is an 81 W900A. I picked up this last weekend. Let's get this thing unloaded. It hasn't ran in a minute. Let's get it off the trailer and see if we can get it fired up. Okay, so this truck has a 3406 in it, commonly referred to today as a 3406A. That is indicative of the injection pump being mounted about halfway down the block. There is a drive shaft, if you will, right here, that actually drives the pump off the front gear train, whereas a 3406B, that pump is actually mounted to the front structure. Okay, so I have not heard this truck run. It is supposed to have ran as late as maybe a year ago, I believe he said. Story on the truck, I picked it up off a kid about my age up in a little town of Lucas, Iowa. Posted up on Marketplace, and I own Peterbilts. I do not own Kenworths. I always swore I'd never own a Kenworth. However, Jerry Reed, the Snowman, and Smokey and the Bandit drove a W900A. His was, I believe, is supposed to be a 73 model. This is an 81. However, it is close enough for what I'm going to do with it. It is not going to be a movie replica. It's more of a tribute truck, if you will. Anyways, the story on the truck, I believe he said, come out of PA. Original owner drove it until early 90s, 91 I believe he said, until the engine got hurt, parked it in a barn, sat ever since. Guy I bought it off of, supposed to have had it for 2 or 3 years, I believe. The trailer that I just unloaded it off of, if you'll go back to that, there were tanks, boxes, stacks. The whole interior is full of parts, drop visor, headlights. He went to 4 State Trucks in Joplin, Missouri and bought a whole bunch of parts for this thing and started tearing it apart to start refurbishing it. I believe on the rears, he went through the wheel bearings, the brakes, the suspension, new bags. It does have an 8-bag air leaf system on it. Not a suspension I'm high on, regardless. Anyways, motor's supposed to be hurt. blown head gasket out number 6. These are spacer plate engines, supposed to be blowed out the back. Like I said, I haven't heard it. We're fixing to start it up and just see. Let's see. Surely 2 will crank it. Some nuts. I feel pretty foolish hooking up battery cables without making sure the wiring's not absolute garbage. Hope we don't burn it to the ground. Now, I did happen to look in the fuel tank when I brought it in last night, and the fuel in this thing is absolute garbage. So, I would like to run a new one directly to a bucket. Yikes, this looks like garbage. So, those of you who have smelled old diesel fuel, you know the varnish that it turns into. This is much worse than that, which is pretty bad. All right, now, so I got my supply and my return lines fished up from my tank. I'm gonna go find a bucket of fresh fuel, try to bleed this out some, see if we can't make some smoke. Ooh, let's catch that so you can see it. That's nasty. All right, so this is the fuel that's in it. Now, I'm sure these old mechanicals will run on anything, but that is nasty. Okay, yeah, I mean, I think we're ready to at least try it. So I've got the intake off in case, you know, things get western. I can cut the air off to it, but otherwise, let's see what happens. Huh? Huh? Okay, so that, I don't know if you can hear it through my lavalier or not. You can hear the compression escaping out of backside of number 6 while cranking. We're gonna have enough battery. Well, shoot. Needs some more batteries. Man, that fuel stinks. I need somebody ghetto fogging this thing with ether while I am cranking. I'm also worried the bad fuel has gummed the rack maybe, and it's not gonna start, but don't know till you try. No, my fuel's in the way. I mean, what could go wrong? What if we, well, then I can't snuff it. Hoochie mamas. Oh, mama! You can hear that tick over here really well. Okay, so the head gasket is blown to the outside on cylinder number 2, not 6. Man, that's cool, it runs. Okay, so now that we got it running, I don't mind telling you my plans for the truck. Like I said, it's not going to be a exact Smokey and the Bandit movie replica. My tentative plans currently are to pull this A model out. I want to build a late model C15 and put in it. And I was going to back half this rear frame. I've got an old 387 Peterbilt out back. It's an 06 or 7 model. It's got the new low air leaf on it, 336 rears. They got DSP 41s in them. Be really nice cruising truck, something you could actually use. The truck engine is a, I think it's an NXS in that one. So it is an A-cert. It's got an 18 speed in it, and I was going to use the drivetrain and put in this truck. Back half it, you know, just cut off, lengthen the frame just a little bit. Late model engine, transmission, fuel economy, power, tuning, yada, yada, yada. Everything on it's better. Put a charge air cooler system on it and the cooling package. Got to doing some research. I really think I'm going to need to go to a extended hood model. This is just a standard hood truck. So if I buy an extended hood and then put this cabin sleeper on that 06 or 7 model frame, I get all of the benefits of tighter turning radius, modern drivetrain, parts availability, power, fuel economy, Road speed. This truck right here has 433s in it from the factory. I believe one of the chunks on the rear is new and it says 370s in it, so it must have been changed somewhere along the lines. But this old antiquated 8-bag setup, like it's the old 8-bag. Look at this cross member. How would you like to have to do a rear chunk on something like this? You talk about junk. That and the old Bud wheel setup, man, I hate that stuff. I'm just not about it. Also the front brakes. Check out these front brakes. Old school. Like it has brakes, so I mean that's a start. Let me get my flashlight. Check this little bitty can out. Ain't that cute? So, and also doing the chassis swap, we'll get rid of the power steering gearbox behind the front axle. I have yet to drive one of these personally, but I hear they have the turning radius of a cruise ship. So even with the smaller wheelbase as this is, and it is tiny, it's borderline cute actually. But anyways, that is the plan. So like I said, I've got several other projects that need to get done first. However, this will be in the works. So stick around, be posting updates on it as soon as I get them done.